Here we are in this week's assignments module, and these are due Sunday, October 24th. For this week's reading, you'll be reading the introduction on the origins of graphic design, as well as Chapter 1 on the 19th century. In the introduction, you'll learn that the most significant development of the 15th century was Gutenberg's invention of the printing press for movable type, which revolutionized ways of thinking and learning. And the development of various typefaces we still use today was the direct result of Gutenberg's invention, as printers and publishers looked for ways to increase legibility through the style of letter forms. And here we see some examples of typefaces that are still in use today. You'll also learn about the Industrial Revolution, which began in Europe during the 18th century. And the rise of the popular press and how it helped to create a new industry, advertising, and with it, demands for new typefaces, design concepts, and high-speed printing. And you'll see that by the end of the century, this gave rise to an emerging profession, that of the graphic designer, as someone who brought structural order and visual form to printed communications. And we can see here some examples of Victorian graphic design and how they're bringing various elements and organizing them into covers, book covers, posters, and advertisements. This week, have a look at the lectures on art and design, the history of typefaces, textile designs by William Morris, Lydia Pinkham advertisements, as well as the language of design and graphic design principles. This week, you'll introduce yourself to the class and talk a little bit about yourself and why you're taking the class. Just click this link, and that will take you into the discussion board, where you can click in the reply field and then post your introduction. This week, you'll be working on your first bibliography and design and context assignment, and you're going to select a work of graphic design from the time period covered in this week's reading, which is Chapter 1, the 19th century. Now be sure that you read the textbook because Chapter 1 is about Victorian graphic design. If you Google 19th century graphic design, you're going to come up with results that are quite different from this week's reading. You're going to compile a bibliography on your example of graphic design, and you must include at least one book, one journal article, and one web link. Then, you're going to use this creative brief as a guideline and write a few paragraphs about your topic. And you're going to identify the work of graphic design. You'll give a brief biographical background of the designer. You'll describe the message of the piece and how it is conveyed. And you'll describe the stylistic characteristics of your example that are similar to other design examples from this historical period. And you'll want to include these considerations. You'll also want to include any influences on your example of graphic design, stylistic and historical. And then you're going to find at least 2 historical connections which examine your work within the context of its time. And the historical examples may include social, political, economic, scientific, or even musical examples. And then you'll post your brief to the discussion board. And then you will respond to at least 2 of your colleagues' posts. And this assignment is worth 75 points. And please note, you must attach your assignment either as a PDF or embed your Word or PDF document with a preview in the discussion board. And I've provided a link and a video on how to do that. Again, this assignment is worth 75 points, and when you're ready to turn it in, just click this link and that will take you into the discussion board. And again, just click in the reply field and you can post your assignment. This week, you'll begin working on the conceptual phase of your museum exhibition project. This is not due until October 31st. You'll be working on a project all semester, which is due at the end of the semester, and you'll be creating a museum exhibition on a specific topic of graphic design. This means that you'll have to peruse the textbook in advance and find a topic or a graphic designer that interests you. So this week and next, you'll be working on your exhibition topic and overview. And every exhibition needs a big idea or statement about what the exhibition is about. And your concept should include these considerations. And I've provided links to various examples of museum exhibition overviews to give you an idea of what they are about. And these include exhibition overviews from various types of museums, art museums, design museums, and so on. And you'll see that they're not long, but they clearly give an indication of what the exhibition is about. I've also included a bibliography with links to various topics that are covered in this week's reading. So this week, you'll begin working on the conceptual phase of your museum exhibition project. You'll complete your first bibliography and design and context assignment. You'll introduce yourself to class. You'll have a look at the lectures. And you'll do the reading for this week's assignment. So that's this week's assignments. If you have any questions, be sure to email me. Otherwise, enjoy learning about the origins of graphic design and the 19th century.